All right, I guess we are live. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday to another episode of PhotoDay Unframed. My name's Wes Green. Some of you may already know me, some of you may not. I typically stay behind the scenes, but today I'm not. So today we are welcoming Andrew Vernon from ShootAssist to give us some background on his platform and give us a nice little demo of how it all works. So yeah, as we talk today, please drop your questions and comments in the chat, and we'll get to as many of them as possible. So let's go ahead and kick it off. Hi, Andrew. How you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Uh, First of all, I just want to know, can you give us some background on how you became part of the volume photography industry in general?
Absolutely, yeah. That's an easy answer to give. So I was born into it. My parents own a volume photography business that's based in Florida, just outside of Tampa, and was raised in and around the business, and officially became a part of the business uh, out of college, and then I worked in the business for quite a while.
Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm over in the Tampa area as well, so very
Amazing.
familiar. Yeah. So how did you identify the need for a volume specific CRM?
Yeah, I've always kind of been a little bit of a nerd, which I think most volume photographers at heart maybe are. It's a lot of like piecing together systems and coming up with processes to manage your business. And so I really lived and breathed just trying to be as efficient as possible at Vernon Photo. It just was a major goal of mine, using technology to help us work faster, more efficient. And so this sort of software, I always dreamed about some sort of solution that would just help us be on top of all of the moving pieces. As we know, there are so many moving pieces with school photography, volume photography, and especially as your business grows, it can get harder and harder to really manage all those pieces. And so, what we wanted was a solution that allowed us to scale, but still provide the same level of service that we were providing before we scaled. We really feel like that service set us apart. It's what we were known for in our area. And so, I knew that some sort of software solution would be able to help us do that. We looked at a lot of the CRMs that are out there, and there are a ton. If you haven't looked, there are plenty. But most of them are kind of meant to be one size fits all. They're designed to be very unopinionated, and you as the user are kind of expected to learn those solutions and then adapt them to your business, your workflows, how your team works, how you communicate, all of that. And I kept running into issues where I just couldn't adapt them enough to our business model, to what we needed. And so started dreaming about, okay, what if I take all my favorite pieces of some of those solutions and build something custom that has all the same functionality, but is built to be opinionated specifically for school photographers. And so that's how ShootAssist came about.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. As you said, there's a lot of CRMs out there, but again, one size fits all can be a little frustrating for something as extremely niche and specific as volume. So yeah. So let's go ahead and well, I think we can just jump right into a demo. I think just like any sort of high level demo, just beginning to end, and give us a good overview of how the platform works.
Absolutely. Let me share my screen. All right, perfect. So we're looking at Shoot Assist. Now, this isn't the main dashboard. I actually chose to show you the client list first because I feel like that's probably what you expect the most when you think of a CRM. So at heart, a CRM allows you to track all of the details about your clients and manage your relationship with those clients. And so that's kind of the core functionality of ShootAssist, is that it's built for all of your clients as a volume photographer to be listed in one place. So we can see those here. Now this is a demo account, it's demo data. But one of the things that was really important to me is that I found a lot of volume photographers store this info in spreadsheets currently, and it's not very filterable, accessible in spreadsheets. And so it's really important to me that everything can be filtered down very easily. So if you want to see, actually, I don't have any demo elementary schools. Let's try again. If you want to narrow down to just your dance studios or just your elementary schools or private schools, it's just 1 or 2 clicks away to be able to get to a particular group of clients or subset of your business. But so we can see that you can store clients in ShootAssist. If I click into a particular client, this would be the client detail page. So everything related to your client is stored in one page. So we can see things like address, all the standard info you would expect, phone number, email address, all of that. But because ShootAssist is a project management app as well, we get the benefit of being able to see other information, like all of the photo shoots we've ever done for a particular client, the date that it was done on. If I clicked on any of these, it would go to the job detail page, which we'll talk about here in a second. We can also store notes on clients. We can flag particular notes that are especially important about a particular client. So if I want to go in and leave notes to the rest of the team about a client or take notes about something special we do for a particular client, that's there. Financials, this, I don't know. Yeah, I do have some info in here for this test account. So this pulls financials from every job that you've done for a particular client and aggregates it all in one place, which is a benefit of a CRM, is it takes all of the data about your photo shoots, about your clients, stores it in one place, makes it very accessible for your team, especially as you use it year over year. That data becomes more and more usable and centralized. And then one final thing that honestly is one of the biggest moving pieces is you may have a list of service items that you provide to your clients, but not every client gets every service item, or you might provide duplicates of a service item to a particular client. And so I wanted a way for ShootAssist to be able to track that. So this demo client gets student ID cards, staff ID cards, and a principal's album that can all be tracked in ShootAssist. It can be tied to a particular job. So the financials from producing service items can be tied to the financials of a job. And you'll see that here in just a second. But so in a nutshell, that is the client database of ShootAssist. So everything else builds on that. So your clients end up in the system. Now what I'm going to do is jump over to jobs, which is kind of the next big area. So if we're storing all of our clients in one system, then it makes sense to handle our calendar, scheduling, past jobs, all of that in ShootAssist as well. Really, ShootAssist is most powerful when you're storing as much about your business as possible in one solution, because they can all benefit from each other. So here we see I've got a list of jobs that I've put into our sample system just to be able to look at. I've actually filtered these down so that the job list is just as easily filterable as the client list. So in this case, I've told it to show me just jobs that are happening this week. And so we can see those here. So I'm going to go ahead and click into a particular job. So just like we saw the client detail page a second ago, we're now looking at the job detail page. And all the bits and pieces that you would expect to see are here. So the particular client, the type of photo shoot. So we can see that this is a fall portrait job for Keswick Christian School. And we're bringing, my family's business refers to them as cameras. You might refer to them as sets or crews. But most of us know that you might have a job that only requires one crew or one camera. But then some of your bigger jobs might require 5 or 4. And so ShootAssist is designed specifically to handle that particular case. So it tracks the number of cameras that are required on a photo shoot. You can see start time and end time, related jobs for that same client. So if you need at a glance to be able to see the other photo shoots that are scheduled for this client, you can see that. But there's two pieces that I really want to focus on with the demo that I think ShootAssist really can help with a lot of the moving pieces in your business. And that's communication and workflows. So in volume photography, there are a lot of emails and communication that are repetitive. Most of the time, you're sending a lot of very similar info to clients again and again and again. But we want these emails to feel very personalized. We want them to be targeted to a very particular time, maybe just 2 days before a photo shoot date or a week after the photo shoot. And I felt that ShootAssist could really automate this, but in a way that allows you to still have that high touch experience that you want for your clients. And so I think the best way to show this is to actually go to settings page. And I'm going to show you how we set this up. So first of all, let me go one step back. ShootAssist has a concept called job types. And these are all of the types of photography that you might offer. So if you're familiar with school portraits, you probably recognize some of these. So fall portraits, fall retakes. And the concept of a job type is really any job where the set of emails that need to be sent prior to or after the photo shoot, or where the set of workflow steps that need to happen for the job to be considered complete, where those differ, that would be a job type. So I'm going to click into our fall portrait job type. And there's a whole bunch of settings. I'm not going to go over all of them just now, but I'm going to jump down to emails in particular. Now, the way the system in ShootAssist works is every email can be sent relative to the job date. So you'll see that this first email is set up to send 22 days before whatever the job date is. And ShootAssist handles that scheduling automatically whenever you set up a job with this particular job type. So for instance, this is the day before email, and I don't have any demo data. I should have checked some of this ahead of time. That would have been good. Hold on. Let me refresh the page. It's always how it goes. There we go. Okay. I should have created a list of my my test accounts. Okay, so here we can see an email. Now you'll see merge tokens, which you're probably familiar with if you've done any email marketing on your own. So you'll notice that there's a client name merge token, there's a job date merge token, and number of cameras. So ShootAssist is set up with a number of merge tokens. Here's the whole list over here of all bits of information that you can pull about your client or about a particular photo shoot. And you can pull that info into your emails. And this is what allows you to automate your emails, but still have them feel personalized and like they're coming from you and very, very detailed. So you'll notice this email, it's just an example email that I've set up and kind of modified here. But this email is meant to go out to the client prior to picture day, and it just confirms certain info about the photo shoot. Now in ShootAssist, by default, you can have an email go to, I'm going to just make sure, there we go. You can have an email go to whatever the default email address is of your client, or you can choose to customize it to a particular title. And what ShootAssist will do is it will look to see if you've stored anybody with the title of principal associated with this client, and it will automatically send it to them instead of the default email address of the client. And then ShootAssist will automatically fall back to the default email if a contact with that title doesn't exist in the database. But so you can have as many of these emails as you need to, and ShootAssist will automatically send them on your behalf. And that's really it. It's that simple. Now, I know that some people, I don't know, get a little nervous about automating emails. I've heard that from people that onboard on a ShootAssist. So one of the things that I ended up adding is you do have the ability to turn off of any of these emails, and ShootAssist will create the job with those particular emails. In fact, if we go back to the job, we'll see that, in fact, let me create a new job just so we can see it. So this is what creating a job looks like. Admiral Farragut. We'll put in our job type, fall portraits, our season, which is like our school year. And then I'm going to assign a date. Let me just set it to tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to push this out by a month just so we can see all the emails. And we'll tell it that the photo shoot is happening in the gym. So this is one thing I want to call out. A lot of CRMs only have one address and don't have a way to be more specific. But as photographers, if you show up at 6 a.m. at a huge high school, you need to know where to go. And so ShootAssist allows you to store both the address of the photo shoot and then the particular room or the location at a venue. So if it's school sports, it might be the tennis courts or pool number 2 or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and create this job. And what we'll see is that these emails are going to come in marked as send manually. And what that means is it's still copied into the job, it's set up, it's ready to send, but I get to choose when it sends. And so if you're uncomfortable with automated emails, ShootAssist still makes it basically one click to send each of these emails ready to go. And any of these emails you can click on. So for instance, if I click on this one, it's going to fill in that email with all of the live data that would have gone into the merge token. So if you want to verify or just see what it's going to look like for your client before it goes out, this makes it really easy to do that. But so automated emails are a huge game changer in terms of being able to scale your business, but know that all of the important communication, both prior to, during, and after picture day, is still happening on time, exactly formatted how you want it to be, going to the right people at the school, all of that. So that's the first big area. The other area that I wanted to call out is workflows. And so let me jump to workflows here. So another thing that you're probably familiar with, whether you have them written down or not, is that there is a certain set of steps that always go into every job type in getting it done. You might, could be as simple as copying photos onto a computer, color correcting, exporting photos, all of that. But those steps have to happen and typically have to happen in a particular order for a job to be considered complete. And that can feel really easy when you have a smaller number of clients, but as your business grows, it can get more and more difficult. And so workflows allow you to define these steps, and you can even assign them a due date. That's not required, but it's something that you can do. Or a department at your company, which could be a one-person department. Don't let that term fool you. But you can put in these steps, and then anytime you create a job with this particular job type, ShootAssist is going to create all these steps and track against them to make sure that you're getting everything done and on time if you've assigned a due date. And so that's pretty much it. But I just want to give you a peek at what workflows look like. There aren't many apps that give you a bird's eye view of where you're at in your season. And how much of your work you've completed versus what you have not completed yet. And so that was really important to me. So we're looking at fall portraits for the 2023-24 season, obviously in my demo account. But this gives everyone on your team a bird's eye view to see what needs to be worked on next, what's running behind, and what's already been completed. So I can just, check off any tasks here that have been done. And be good to go. And there's a whole lot more to ShootAssist, but that probably gives you a good taste.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So we had a few questions come in the comments as you were doing that. So Brian asks if there's a way to track the crew assigned to a multi-camera shoot.
Great question. Yes. So difficult to demo because I've actually partnered with another company. So I'm just going to walk you through that. So I have partnered with a company called Crew, and it is an app that runs on your iPhone or Android device. It's free to use, and then they also have a paid plan that you can upgrade to if you'd like. But the way that works is anytime you create a job in ShootAssist, ShootAssist is going to pass all of the job details, and you get to define what those details are. into Crew. And then through Crew's interface, you can assign anyone on your team to that job. And the reason I've done that is because I feel like I could build that functionality into ShootAssist, but there are a lot of companies that do that really, really well. And so I just wanted to pick one that I feel like is filling that need well, and just make it really easy to get ShootAssist data right into Crew to be able to schedule your team. So it handles notification of your team when they're scheduled. It can facilitate swapping crews. So if somebody can't make it to a photo shoot, it can help them find somebody to replace them. All sorts of stuff right on there. Kind of cool.
Fantastic. No, that is awesome. So, next question is, if there's any ability to link or integrate with Twilio for texting contacts.
Great question. So it's funny, I actually built a Twilio integration when ShootAssist first went live, and tracked it, and it was not used a single time for a year, which shocked me. I figured that people would use it like crazy. So I ended up pulling it out, mainly just I like to keep the app as simple as possible. I don't want bloat there if it's not used. So would be very open to exploring those needs again in the future. But as of now, I just found that email was being used significantly more than, in fact, all of the time, more than SMS.
Fantastic. Next one up is there a CRM piece for our parents as our secondary client?
Another great question. So what I found talking to photographers is that most people have pretty good systems in place for parents in particular. And I found that that gets a lot more specific to your workflows as well. So for instance, if you're using PhotoDay, PhotoDay has some of that functionality built right in for parents, and Got Photo is very similar. And so I haven't seen a huge need for that, to be honest. I think that if I were to add it to ShootAssist, it might create a situation where now you're trying to track that information in multiple places. So very open to exploring it in the future, but for now, it's kind of been a purposeful decision to focus on your relationship with top level clients, meaning schools, sports leagues, that sort of thing, and then leave that other stuff for whatever system you're using.
That makes complete sense. Another integration question. Can the calendar be synced to Google Calendar?
Yes. So in fact, ShootAssist puts out a calendar URL. So not just Google, any device or software that can subscribe to a calendar URL can subscribe to ShootAssist. One thing that I like about that is it is an uneditable URL, which makes it a very safe way to share information with anybody on your team, even people who should not have access to editing your calendar, making changes, that sort of thing. So you give them that URL, they can subscribe on an iPhone or whatever, and stay up to date on all your photo shoots.
That's great. Next one we have is, can you have multiple users within ShootAssist? And if so, how do you control the email address from which automated emails come from?
Yeah, great question. So you can have multiple users. It always annoyed me using some of those other CRMs that they build by user, mainly because I found that my family's business fluctuates the team size pretty significantly throughout the year. We really staff up for fall portraits, and then we fall off during the summer. And so ShootAssist, it's unlimited. You can have as many users on your team as you need. And for now, ShootAssist only sends from one email address. I have gotten one or two requests to change that. And what I mean by one email address is you define what that email address is. So at Vernon Photo, that's support@vernonphoto.com. We actually purposefully use one email address for all of our support. We found that to be we use customer support software that's really great for handling that. And so we found that to be a good fit. I have gotten one or two requests of people that want their high school seniors to go through one email address, schools to go through a different email address. And that feature, I'm starting to scope it out. So it is something that I'm exploring, but just for now, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, thank you for that. Last one we have here. Are there different levels of administrative access for ShootAssist? Can you hide financial data or data entry types from employees, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so this is an interesting one to me. Not currently, and I think some of that is just the family business side of me. We haven't had an issue for that at Vernon Photo. What I will tell you is part of the reason for that is because we use Shoot Assist. Like only administrative access level people at Vernon Photo have access to Shoot Assist. Everyone else is finding out about jobs and scheduling and all of that through Crew. But this is definitely a requested feature. I've gotten quite a few requests for it. And so it's very high on the list to be built. And likely there will be read-only access. There will be admin, which provides access only to financial data and things like that. And then there will be regular level accounts that can check off workflow tasks, but not have access to financial info or important info, things like that.
Makes perfect sense. And we had just one come in. Actually, a great question. Is there a mobile version of ShootAssist, or is it desktop only?
So desktop only. I did a lot of tracking early on and found that most of the work that's happening in Shoot Assist happens on a desktop device, believe it or not, which was surprising to me in a mobile-friendly world. So what I found is that Crew handles a lot of the, like, I need to see my schedule and photo shoot details on the fly. It does that very well, has a great interface for that. So I found that most people, when they integrate with Crew, have found that that covers both use cases, the at the office use case and the phone use case. That being said, it's another requested feature, and mobile friendly is definitely coming. I'm exploring what that'll look like, but definitely coming.
Perfect. My final question for
Yeah.
you is you've already touched on stuff you're going to be exploring in the future, but if there's anything else you see in the future of Shoot Assist that you haven't mentioned that could be upcoming or exciting?
Yeah, oh, that's a tough one. There are lots of things that I'm excited about. I think two in particular. One that I would call out would be lead tracking. So currently, I have people that are handling their sales process through Shoot Assist, but I don't feel like it's as opinionatedly well designed specifically for a sales process. And so I think that there is some functionality and some tweaks that I could do to make it just an incredible tool to be able to track the clients that you're trying to win or you're in the process of winning, and handling all those details and then converting them into an active client. I think there's a lot that Shoot Assist could do there that would just make that process easy. And then as a developer, AI is top of mind. I think that there are tons of opportunities. Really the biggest feedback I get when somebody decides not to use Shoot Assist is that they just feel like they don't have the time right now to set it up. And almost always they're like, I'm coming back. It seems amazing, but I just don't have the time now. And so I think there are some interesting opportunities for AI to help suggest the first draft of a lot of the emails that Shoot Assist sends on your behalf, or even some of the workflow steps that go into the jobs that you're doing in Shoot Assist that could really lift some of the effort that it takes to get Shoot Assist up and running and catered to your business.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. That's super exciting. So, but yeah, thank you so much for showing off Shoot Assist and giving us your thoughts. And yeah, it's all exciting stuff. But yeah, that's about all the time we have for today. So anyone watching, thank you so much for joining in, and we hope you got your questions answered and learned a lot. for PhotoDay Unframed, upcoming, we have on November 28th, we have Level Up Imaging joining us with Lisa Malice, with Mario Munoz, to go over exciting developments on that end. And we're also giving away light up boards to the first 25 registrants. So make sure you go ahead and use the link in the comments to register today for your chance to win there. But other than that, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. Later, guys.